Do you ever feel like sometimes you just self-sabotage yourself from reaching your goals and dreams? Well, today we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can get to the bottom of your subconscious thoughts and feelings and change them. Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can get to the bottom of your subconscious thoughts and feelings and be able to change them and stop self-sabotaging yourself, okay? Now, first of all, let's just quickly talk about what it looks like when you do have something way deep down in your subconscious mind and what it's going to look like. So what it looks like is you just can't put your finger on it. It's an overwhelming sense of anxiety, or it's a feeling of struggle, or it's a feeling of general unhappiness, hopelessness, right? So basically, when something's in your subconscious mind, so let's say that you feel hopeless about getting a job. So every time you go out and you put a resume in and then you get home and you think about getting that job, you feel like hopeless, like it's just not going to happen. That would be an example, but you can't quite put your finger on what thoughts are running through your head to have that feeling come up. That's a really good example of something being stuck in the back of your mind, in your subconscious mind. Or let's say that you want to, be rich, but every time you think about money, all of a sudden you get this feeling like it's just not going to happen. You're just never going to be a billionaire. Those are examples of things that are running in the background of our subconscious mind, okay? So let's get down to business. 3 ways that you can change this. The first one is relaxation and visualization. Because our subconscious mind only sees in pictures, this one's really effective. So what it is in the morning or night, or probably the best times, or even during the day, is you want to lay down and relax and you want to visualize how you want things to be. So let's say you've got this deep down hopelessness about getting a job and you've been giving out resumes. What you want to do is you want to really visualize yourself and see yourself getting that job. Visualize the outcome. See it brightly right there. Daydream about it. Daydream about your friends and family saying that's awesome. That's a great job. Daydream yourself having like a celebration after you get the job. Daydream about you actually getting the job, okay? So when you do this enough, you'll reprogram your subconscious mind and you'll start, and also daydream yourself about feeling good about it, right? So let's say you're out dating and you're feeling hopeless about getting a partner. Then visualize going on the date, feeling good, feeling excited, visualize it, right? The other one is, if you're going to say be a stand-up comedian or something, or you act awkwardly in public and, you want to act differently, see yourself, not looking through your own eyes, but actually see yourself in your visualization and visualize yourself up on stage and the audience laughing at your jokes, or visualize yourself acting the way that you want to act around other people, and actually see yourself and make it clear, bright, and really enjoy it, right? That's the first way. The second way, and this is probably actually one of my favorites, I use it a lot more than I do visualization, and it is to actually change your thoughts right in the moment, okay? So let's say, for instance, I was actually... one example is I was actually giving out flyers for my business, and I found myself actually feeling a little bit like awkward and weird, and I just had this feeling of, oh my goodness, like I can't even put my finger on it. It was definitely something subconscious that was in there. A feeling of not being good enough is really what it was. So what I actually had to do, and what I did, well, not had to do, but I prefer this way. What I actually did was, every time I felt that, when I thought about handing that person a flyer, every time I actually had that feeling of not good enough, I said to myself, Amanda, you are good enough. I intend to be confident. I intend to be the possibility of inspiration, connection, helping, and loving people. And I would consciously say that to myself in that moment and say, I intend to feel good right now, excited. I intend to feel good enough. And then I would give out the flyer and I had a great time. But with this number, the second technique, the thing is to every time you catch yourself is to stop and to say, okay, no, that has to change. So I would keep up on it all throughout the day. And I like the second technique of changing your thoughts right in the moment when you feel that feeling of struggle, when you feel that feeling of hopelessness. I like this technique because I can do it all day long in every situation that I'm in. I don't actually have to, say, okay, I'm going to give it a flyer. Hold on. I have to daydream here for a minute. I can see it going good, right? So that's why I like number 2, is because I can just fly and run with it all day long, and it does really work. I've transformed my life just by saying, oh, how do I feel right now? Oh, I don't feel happy. Okay, let's get back to my happy place. Let's create some intentions around how I want to feel right now instead of this way. Step number 2, the second one takes repetition. I'm not going to lie. It takes a little bit of repetition. I normally find results in about 7 days with it, as long as I keep up on myself. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3 is, you know what, whenever you have that feeling of anxiety or self-doubt or that it's not going to work out, is to sit down and just write what comes to your mind. Seriously. So let's say that say you're looking to date someone, you've just been on Tinder, and then you just feel hopeless. You don't feel excited. Just sit down with a pen and paper and just write everything that comes to mind. Just write everything. Or let's say you've got anxiety and you're not sure where it's coming from. Just write everything that's on your mind. Throw it on paper. Just keep writing. Just keep writing. And then when you're done writing, they say to do a mind dump, write again. Keep writing until there's really honestly nothing left in there. Because as you write down thoughts, consciously, the subconscious mind, okay, that's done. And then if you still got the feeling of anxiety, just keep writing. And then afterwards, just read it. Just take a look and read through it. And you'll probably read some of them and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe I think that. Because a lot of times these subconscious thoughts come from things that have programmed us in our life, like say, always seeing, having a series of bad relationships. Like I was in a series at one point in my life of bad relationships that just weren't working out. And then, so I had to really be consciously aware to have my next relationship work out, because, there was so much feeling of doom and struggle in that it just wasn't going to happen. So I really had to be on top of myself every time I felt like that and ask myself and question my beliefs. So once you've journaled all of this stuff and you've dumped all of your thoughts, read them and question them. And what I mean by question them is, say, for instance, you want a relationship, but you're like, oh, no guy wants a relationship. Men don't want a relationship because your past, say, 4 boyfriends that you dated didn't want a relationship. So you really want to question, do all men not want relationships, or did I just find 3 of them that didn't? Right? And okay, no, I see some men that want relationships. Men get married all the time. Okay, so cross that one out, right? Because now that you've wrote it out and now you've looked at it and you're like, no, come on. I mean, that's not realistic. Some men want relationships, some men don't. Right? Same with women. It don't matter, whichever. But you know what I mean? It's to really question what you've written out on that paper and dumped out of your mind. And once you really question it and you question those beliefs, right, you can change them. Let's go back to my example of me giving out flyers. I mean, in that moment when I was feeling like I wasn't good enough, the question was, I had said to myself, is that really true? Is that belief that I'm not good enough really true? Oh God, of course not. Right? Of course it's not true. Of course I'm good enough, right? And have to talk yourself back up, right? So, I mean, that's the gist of it. I personally prefer number 2. I've gotten amazing results with it in many areas of my life. And, I'm a firm believer in repetition of our thoughts, of negative thoughts, got into our subconscious mind to cause that underlying feeling of anxiety, hopelessness, and struggle. So I like to use repetition of catching myself to get myself out of it. But of course, you know what? Definitely visualize. You can even do all 3 of these together. Definitely do the visualization. That is very powerful. It works. And also the journaling. The journaling when you just feel the overwhelming anxiety or that struggle, just write down what you're feeling. Well, just write down everything that comes to mind when you feel like that. And, and really go through it and ask yourself, is this really true? Right? Anyways, you know what? That's my video for today. Thank you guys all so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I put out new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. And yes, you know what? Create something amazing in your life. And you know what? Definitely write an intention down below or something let's do something you're grateful for. write down below in the comments something you're grateful for today. Let's feel good. Anyways, have a great week. Love y'all.